Hi there and welcome to Bitesize Piano. In this tutorial we are going to look at augmented chords. So I did all about diminished, specifically diminished 7th chords not too long ago, so I'm going to link that down below for you, as well as my Bitesize Piano chords playlist, so go and check those out. There's a wealth of information in that playlist. So we're going to break down what they are, how you can work them out, how you can use them, how you can use them as exercises, and I'll give a few examples of existing songs, pieces of music that use them. So what I would like to know from you, if you've watched my diminished 7th or my diminished chords video, is which one do you prefer the sound of? They're usually compared. Do you prefer diminished or do you prefer augmented? So I'm going to stop talking and we're going to talk all about augmented chords. So an augmented chord is like a major chord, but the 5th, so if we take C major, which is C, E and G, so this is the 5th note of the scale of C major, we sharpen it. So when you augment something, you make it a semitone higher. So in this case we have C, E and G sharp, and they can sound quite mysterious. So the formula for figuring out an augmented triad from any note is the first 2 notes are 5 notes apart and the second 2 notes are 5 notes or keys apart. So we have C to E, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 keys, and then E to G sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite easy to remember, so 5 keys and then 5 keys. So we can try that on a different note. So let's try it on A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can basically, it's a major third. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this instance, we would call this an E sharp. Because in a triad you have to have one of every note that are stacked. So on the staves it's either line, 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 or space, space, space. So it has to be, for example, if it was an A, it has to be an A, C and an E of some sort. So in this case, A and C sharp is the major third, and then the last one has to be an E. It technically wouldn't be called an F, it would be called an E sharp. Another example would be an E major. Turn that into E augmented. The B becomes a B sharp, not a C. Again, because there needs to be an E, miss a note, a G, miss a note, a B, miss a note, in some form, whether it's a flat, sharp. So now we know what they are and how they sound. Let's look at how you would recognise the augmented chord symbol. So it's in mostly 3 different ways. I think the most common one is just C and then aug, A-U-G, just because I think it's easier to type on a keyboard. You would also see it as a C with a plus sign, because that plus sign means add, so adding, so making it bigger, because when we augment something we make it larger. And then the other one would be like a C, again just using C as the example note, a sharpened 5th, because that's what we're doing, we're sharpening the 5th. So how you can use them in chord progressions. The Beatles were very synonymous with using a lot of augmented chords. There's a couple of ways you could use them. Replace the dominant 7th chord for the same note of the chord, but for the augmented instead. So for example, if we're in the key of C, to make a perfect cadence we need a 5th chord and then the 1st chord, so the dominant into the tonic in technical terms. A dominant 7th chord, for example, if we're going from G to C, so G is the 5th note of the scale of C major, where C would be the 1st, the tonic. That's a very typical, arguably the most common like cadence, a dominant 7th chord into the tonic, into the root. If we change the dominant 7th chord of G7 into a G augmented, which is G, B and D sharp, we get that instead. Which one do you prefer? Let me know. So G dominant 7 into C, or G augmented into C. So it's just another way to add more tension and suspense before resolving back into the root. So obviously I'm playing a root position chord of a G7 into a C second inversion. So if I resolved it into the root, it's good, but it's not as successful or as satisfying as resolving into the second inversion of C because of this semitone leading there, semitone lead. It leads the ears a lot nicely, a lot more satisfyingly into the E. Same with the G augmented. It's the leading from the D sharp to the E. So you can play around with different inversions and different cadences, but yeah, the augmented chord is very good at replacing or substituting a dominant seventh chord. You can have a play around with that sound and the effect that it has on your chord progressions. So what we can try now is to arpeggiate them. So they sound very mysterious. So if we add a seventh in there, so I'm going to play a C augmented, and then I'm going to add the major seventh of C on top, which is a B natural. So this is C major 7, this is C major 7, sharpened fifth you could call it, or C augmented major 7. So what we can try doing is I just think that sounds very effective when it's arpeggiated. So, you know, you're breaking up the notes in order, up and then down. So the fingers I would use there, so the notes are C, E, G sharp, and B. So if we put a really low C in there with it, so I would go 1, 2, 3, 4 under, and repeat the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just keep the pedal down for effect. You could try it in the left hand. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross over. Very, very effective. You can try it on a different one. Let's take D. So we've got D augmented, add in the major seventh, which is a C sharp. So we have D, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, D. So now I'm going to give you just a few song examples that use augmented chords. You should be familiar with all of them. And the last one, there's a bit of discussion to be had about whether you would class that as a diminished chord or not, so keep watching. So the first one, you will definitely know this. I'll play it first actually. You get the picture. It's, of course, Mamma Mia by ABBA. So it's basically going from a D, if we played the major third in there, to D major to D augmented. So it's turning a fifth, which is an A, into an A sharp, but it's just played in this pattern. Another one is the start of Oh Darling by the Beatles. So this is probably the most obvious one because the song literally starts with an E. It's an augmented dominant seventh chord. It's an E dominant 7. Not played in this order, but the fifth has been sharpened. So if we play it like this, like that. So I'm just spreading the notes out. So E in the bass, and then D, the dominant 7, the major third, and the sharpened fifth is actually the top voice. So So that's the starting chord of Oh Darling by the Beatles. And then the last one is arguably, it's the James Bond chord. So if I take the E's away, what we're left with is a G major 7, what we were arpeggiating before. So it's a major 7 chord with a sharpened 5th. So this is G major 7, G, B, D, F sharp. If we sharpen the 5th, so the D becomes a D sharp, and it's always played in this order, in this voicing, so like that famous guitar sound that splits the chord up. So with the E, it becomes an E minor major 9 chord, but without the E, you call it a G augmented major 7 or a G major 7 sharpened 5th. So I hope you found this video useful and informative, and I hope you're going to incorporate augmented chords in your exercises, in your compositions, in your chord progressions, and hopefully you now know what they sound like, so you can listen out for them. You may spot them when you're listening to a song. So again, to be sure to check out my other chords playlist, and I hope to see you all in the next video. So that's the end of this video. If you would like to leave a request, leave them in the comments section below of this video. I've also left some videos here that I think you might like, so go and check those out as well. I also have a course. Visit bitesizepianocourse.co.uk and you can enroll and start learning how to read music. I'll see you in the next video.